Welcome to Let's Explore. Where are we up to now? Here, index buffer. Number 9. Okay, index buffer. How are we going to do that? My name's Blades, and yeah, let's explore this one. Could be interesting. So, let's explore. Let's have a look what we've got here. Headers. Yes, we'll start there. We're going back to test 2. We don't need to go any further than test 2 at this point in time. And the header. Okay, OpenGL buffer. We're going to add one. We're going to add another buffer. So let's have Q OpenGL buffer. And this time let's call it the index buffer. How about that? Underscore index buffer. There we go. And all I need to do is set it up. That's going to be interesting. I think it's different. I think we've missed a step, but hey ho, we're going to find out because we're exploring. Let's have a look. That's you done. Can put that down now anyway. Okay. Don't need you open anymore. So, test 2. We have our position buffer. Okay. Let's add our index buffer. And this is where things don't look quite right to me. I'll put that up there. And a comma. Right. We've got 2 buffers. So I don't like that. Q OpenGL buffer. Let's get some help on this. Index, no. Search, yes. Indexing documentation, thank you. Paste. I think it's searching now. I hope it's searching. Or did I just crash it? Oh dear, there it all goes. Oh. A graphics reset. Well, thank you very much there for my graphics reset. That's very kind of you. Oh, bless. Yeah. Q OpenGL type. I thought so. I want to do this. Yeah. So back to edit. You see. Which one did it want? I've forgotten already. It wants Q OpenGL buffer. Okay. Edit. So that's a Q open GL buffer, colon, it said, and then type. Well, that's a Vertex buffer. I know that. There we go. Seems to be working alright, so we'll do it the same here. Q OpenGL buffer, colon, and let's try an index buffer. Yes, that's what I wanted. I want to separate them by type. Index buffers are important. What are they used for? Well, remember that we've got these vertices, and we need 3 vertices to make a triangle. Well, okay. What I'm going to do with these vertices, by the way, at this point, is just get them down to 0.5. Where I've put a 1. I want a 0.5. So let's do that. Because I want to do something with indices. Now I want to add another triangle. And to do that, we're going to have to totally alter this, aren't we? So I want top left So that's going to be minus 0.5. No, I don't. I want top right, top left, bottom left, bottom left. Where do I want to end up? No, I want top right. So these can be both 0.5. Top right is 0.5 by 0.5. We're going to draw a square. And that means that top left is going to be minus 0.5, and we're still in the positive here because we're up there. And then we're going to go down to minus 0.5 by minus 0.5 for the bottom left. Excellent, that makes sense. So if we draw this triangle, what we should get is half a square. Is that correct? Well, let's find out. Test 2. Yeah, we got half the square. So we need the other half, which is another 3 indices. But I don't want to use 3 indices. I just want to put in the bottom right. And oh god, doing it again, aren't I? Bottom right will be x is positive, because I want to go over to the right. Left is negative, right is positive, and I want to, bottom right is down in the y direction as well. So 0.5 there, and we're still not bothering with the z direction, are we? Because we're lazy. So I have the 0. Remember, we start at 0. And then a 1. Then we have 2. And then we have 3. Nothing going on that's strange there, is there? What I'm going to do though is I am going to take lines 31, 30, 30, those 3. I want to cut those, and I want to put them here now because it'll make more sense. There we go. So I'll put those there. And we're going to need some space now, aren't we? Now, yeah. First things first, I haven't been doing, I've just been putting float and then using GL float. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a GL float. There we go, that works. A GL float, by the way, if I follow the symbol, GL float is actually a float. But what I want to use next is a unsigned int, which is a gluint. I like that name, gluint. That's funny. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use an index, because we've got an index buffer now. So it's obvious what we're going to do. We're going to do m underscore index buffer, and we are going to create it. We're not going to do anything that we haven't done before, really. Then we're going to bind it, index buffer, and bind please. There we go. Ah, yeah, now what do we do? We're going to need an index, aren't we? So let's get one. And an index has to be positive. Has to be. Can't be anything else. So what we're going to do is a GL uint, and we're going to call it index because we can. And we'll put our square brackets because it's an array, and that equals one of these with a semicolon at the end. Thank you. So what have we got? We are going to have 012. So 0, comma 1. Put the spaces in. Comma 2. I'll put a comma. And I don't want that, thank you. Just return. Interesting. It's put it somewhere else. Okay, there we go. What comes next? We need to draw. We end up on bottom left, so we want to duplicate the bottom left, so that's 2. And then we want to go to the bottom right, which is our new vertex, 3. And then we want to go back to the top, which will be 0. Or should be. So you get something like that. And what we're doing, that's going to be our first 3 vertices, and that's going to be our 2, 3, 0 vertices. I could have just copied that to the bottom and then copied those 3 out and made 2 sets of 3 and had 6, but that is a waste of memory. So instead of having 6 vertices, we've now got it down to 4 vertices and just index them. I'm guessing that this works exactly the same. M_index buffer, and we allocate, and it's going to be index, comma, size of index. I'm guessing, so let's guess. I've got way too many brackets there. Semicolon, please. No, I didn't have way too many brackets there because we actually added the one at the... Get out of it. Yeah. Now, now we've got that, we can also do an M_index buffer, so it doesn't mess our other tests up, and that's just going to be a release. There we are, that's lovely. So we've added an index buffer. Can you start seeing a problem here? That's your vertex buffer. Copy. And there you go. That's your index buffer. There we are. So vertex buffer, index buffer. Okay. Now what we need to do is bind that. So we'll bind the index buffer first. Here. And that goes like that. Dot bind. I'm not going to alter anything else yet because I don't know if we need to or not. But I don't think we need to use the position buffer. We still need to enable and set the attributes. That's fine. We did that there. So that's fine. Put a dot. There you go. Bind properly, will you? And we have to put a delete in, don't we? So I'll pop that in there for... Sorry. Goes there. Does it? It was done last, so it comes out first. Sorry, my bad. Last to first. So it's going to be M_index buffer, and that's just going to be destroy, is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that just means it calls the proper function. These are more complicated structures that the OpenGL will need to destroy because they're not in our memory. Neither is the M program, but it's a bit more simplistic than this. So there we go. So we've got our delete, but down here, it's not liking us. Index buffer is not a function or function pointer. Oh, sorry. Duh. Gabalook. There we go. We don't want to draw arrays anymore. We want to draw using our indices. I'm just wondering if this will really work. Should do, he says. So we're not drawing arrays anymore. We're drawing elements. So it's an element array here. So let's do this properly. Draw elements. There we go. It's there. GL triangles. GL triangles. I'm just going to follow what it asks me for. What's it next now? Account. GL size I count. Well, there's 6 of them. I can do that. What do we need next? Type. Well, it's a GL unsigned unsig and int. Alright, you've gone to it, have you? Okay, that's okay. And just a null pointer at the end because we want you to start at the beginning, please. There we go. So that's what that should. We want 6 of them. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're asking it to draw 6 points on the screen in 3 at a time in triangles. Unsigned ints because that's what we've used here. And see if it works, I guess. Possibly. There you go. And that's a square. Does it look like a square to you? Does it, heck? No, it doesn't look like a square to me either. We still can't address this because we haven't got to the stage where we're using our matrices. So I think that's probably going to be our next stage. Am I going to make this a short video? It's looking like it, isn't it? That was easy. But now you're starting to see a problem. Like, I want to add colours next. I mean, that bit's okay. So what I'm going to want in between these two now is a GL float of colours. 4 colours. One for each of those. It's starting to get more and more code from something simple, and it's just repeating itself. Hold on a minute, if it's repeating itself, something's telling me that this should be a function of some kind. Because you can see the repetition. Yeah. Well, let's see how far we can go with this. Can we get a colour? Well, it's a colour thing is just another part of the colour goes into the vertex buffer side. So I could actually add colour onto the end of here each time, or I could do colours separately. How does an OBJ work? Have I got any OBJs? I have. The colour goes into a separate file. That's interesting. So I think what we can do possibly is drag in the colour one for, yeah. I'm thinking about loading objects off disk or off whatever or from somewhere else. So I want to do this in such a way that we can just load it up instantly on the fly and just pop it onto the screen. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to study that. So that's where we're up to. We have a square that isn't a square. Great. And tests are still working, clear's still working, and our menu's still working. Yay, it's looking good. It's all working. It's nice and it's looking easy. All we're doing is repeating ourselves, but with two different types of buffers now. Oh, sorry, two different types of buffers now. Yeah, go to the green bits. I think we'll leave it there. So catch you in the next video when I start doing some stranger stuff. So take care. Catch you next time, and of course have fun and do some exploring.